Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Motto Show. I am Otto, here with my co-host,
MC50.
We're going to be doing a little bit of a fun first episode here today. We got a couple things to talk about. The first thing is just kind of how our season's gone so far, leading into the playoffs. Currently third seed, 5-2, going into the NACE Call of Duty Vanguard playoffs. I know week one we had a little bit of a annoying start.
Annoying start. Honestly, if we could have any game back, if I could just replay any game, it'd definitely be that week one against Lebanon Valley.
Yeah.
Had some unfortunate circumstances with one of our players having to play on a laptop instead of his normal PC. Having to install Vanguard like a few hours before our match starts. Just whole headache. And
had shaders installing first two maps. After those first two maps, we went down 2-0, though. We locked it back in. His game was installed, finally.
He was playing.
Brought up to map 5. Sadly, lost on map 5.
Yep.
But nothing you can do there. Definitely an awful thing to happen.
Yeah.
Just have to play on a laptop literally the size of this.
Yep.
That's not what you want. But besides that, 5-2 going into playoffs, third seed. I know we are, let me get the exact number here. We are 18-6 for map counts.
Yep.
18 wins, 6 losses.
Yep. That is accounting a little discrepancy with Franklin College, of course.
Yeah.
There's
that is all okay. Things like that happen. Rulings, not what they should be, not what they used to be, but it's just miscommunications. All things that were handled perfectly.
Yeah, they have to make a rule, and they made a ruling on it. It's all good.
It's theirs, not ours.
Yeah.
But they handled it well.
Yeah, definitely.
I know Nace did. Nace is always pretty good about that. Shout out Michael.
Shout out, not me, but
shout out Michael. He's the boy.
Nace Michael.
He knows who he is. But yeah, looking at our regular season here, a lot of green W's. That's what I like to see.
Yep.
I know we had a game against Maverick COD, Minnesota. They're a very good team over there. I know we were really confident. That was our first LAN we had of the year. But we were very confident going into that, but they played it just so well. They just read everything we did perfectly.
You can tell that they've just been playing together for a while now. They really exploited us as a young team. We've only been teaming together for like 4 months max, but overall, just I think a really great season out of one of the younger teams here at Ferris altogether.
And not just us, a lot of Ferris teams are doing well. Overwatch 6-1.
Yep.
Just lost to Lawrence Tech, but we'll beat them in playoffs.
Exactly.
Like it's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Beat them in playoffs.
It's hard to beat a team twice.
I don't know when this is going up, but Rocket League's playing tonight.
Yeah, Rocket League's playing tonight. I know Valorant has a match tonight.
Yep.
I know Valorant's not quite in playoffs yet, but Rocket League is. They're playing their first playoff match. Sadly, the league team, circumstances.
I know their league is a lot of really good teams. I know they played well given that scenario. They played against a lot of really good teams. They may have lost some of those games, but a lot of good close games. That's all you can ask for.
Lots of learning overall with all of our esports teams. Definitely.
So we got some stats here, courtesy
stats
of main AR for the team, Tanner Slith himself. I'm not going to drop the government name.
Ooh.
That's the thing we do of it. But so we got some KDs. 1.35 for Tanner.
Honestly,
that's a main AR KD. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, what you need to see.
That's really what I like to see.
I'll say, can you go through? I'm going to point something out at the end. Just continue.
All right.
Read through this.
We got me, Otto, flex player with a 1.02. That's what I was expecting. I had one really bad series, which totally just tanked it.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
That's okay. I was expecting around like 1 point. Literally
around
just
there,
around like that for how I play, my play style.
Exactly. Yep.
We got MC50 with a .88, but he didn't do the point time. He did not do the point time.
Here's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stats in Call of Duty, but the one that people always look at first and point fingers at is the KD. Yes, I would have a .88, but I was averaging easily over 2 minutes of hard point time every map. I was, seeking out the first engagements in the search and destroys. I was making sure everything got captured and in control. So, the KD might not be there, but, the fundamentals of a player, I think, really speaks for itself.
A lot of copium in those statements. But then we got Dave with the 1.2. That's, these are just the KDs I expected.
And one thing I want to point out, the man keeping the list has the highest KD. Slith with the 1.35. Do we think he's juicing the stats a bit, trying to make himself look good?
Maybe. I
don't know.
Let's show those. I think for the next week's episode, we're gonna have a glide bomb stat sheet. You'll see a big 0-20 on the Tanner stat there.
Yes. Yes.
But pretty happy with how the season went. 2 pretty rough losses I know that we wouldn't like. In our last game that we played, a 3-1 loss.
Yeah.
Just some, minor issues with just rulings and GAs, but these things happen. I mean, a little too late for what we would like into the
I mean,
Vanguard season.
yeah, we're
But
playing.
We won 3-1,
Exactly.
so we did our thing.
Yeah.
No matter what happened, we went in. We're like, well, they're using Volks, but that's right. We played our game, did our thing.
Exactly.
Just
I mean,
nothing you can do there. I did a lot of complaining about the Volk though that
Yeah.
series. So that's on me.
A lot
But
of complaining.
all right, so let's
Yeah.
go on to our next topic. Final thoughts on Vanguard wrapping up the season. What have brutally honest? What have you thought about Vanguard?
Truthfully, competitive, not terrible, but it's still Call of Duty Vanguard. It's November 7th, as we said. It's like I've played like 2 weeks of MW2 by now. Like that's a pretty fun game to play. It's like sort of old Call of Duty. Vanguard's sort of like the end of like the new style Call of Duty, slide canceling, bunny hop, and all that. So I got used to it, but it's like still, it's just not like Call of Duty. It really feels like Vanguard was just like they just had to get something out by November last year, and this is what we got. So it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like near the end, I kind of enjoyed it. Especially like after the rough first half of the Vanguard season that we had.
Yeah.
We got some, God bless Llama. He's gone now. Retired. Not retired. Graduated. Going on to better things. Sam. Caracas Sam, who you guys definitely remember. You've seen his face. It's the only thing they play on the Twitch stream. We got Jono back there right now. He's shaking his head, but we're right. We're right.
We're trying to fill that gap. This is like half the reason we're doing
filling
this.
that gap. Yeah.
We're sick and tired of it.
We have him coming on as maybe official coach.
Ooh.
Don't know the exact title yet, but he's coming on. He wants to see us succeed. We know we have the potential to get there, and he's going to help us get there.
Yeah, he can put down the pizza making. And,
put down the pizza making.
Coach a Call
Call of Duty team. 'Cause, that's what we know his true passion is.
Yes.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the Vanguard season, honestly. The more we started getting together with this new squad.
Yeah.
Besides, maybe something that we will talk about in a bit, playing the game too much.
Yes.
That's something that can wear you down. Besides that, compared to when we've been doing some Modern Warfare scrims, I've kind of been enjoying it more.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoyed Vanguard more, a little bit more than Modern Warfare, but that's just because reasons for the Modern Warfare. But the last thing for Vanguard is whatever esport you are on, little PSA, you can't overdo it.
Yeah.
Overdoing it, it's something that can happen easily.
Yes, you can get burned out.
You're not expecting
fast.
it. You'll just get burnt out so fast, and it just leads to issues. And it's you just got to make sure you're pacing yourself correctly.
Yeah. Another thing with that is I think as a team that's coming, like we came together like towards the end of the Vanguard cycle. So I think just like subconsciously we had to think about like we had to make up a lot of time. We just had to make up 8 months that we weren't playing together from when the game came out. So
we have Minnesota; they've been playing together since Cold War.
Exactly. So we're thinking that we gotta like try to make up that time by playing two sets of scrims every single day, and it was just too much. So
yeah, we're going to like 1 a.m. Multiple nights in a row. It's just not something you want to do. But going into Modern Warfare 2, because that game is out, we still finishing the Vanguard season since we're in playoffs. It just happens to merge together.
Yeah.
So it's a little, annoying having to hop on I was playing Modern Warfare last night with a bunch of Ferris Esports people, Coach Mans, Coach Ricochet.
Yep.
And then the next day, I have to install Vanguard still. But I'm
Had
installing
to,
Vanguard when I go back home.
Had to install Vanguard.
Because we didn't know we were actually going to be in playoffs.
Yeah. So we a little misread of the how the playoffs work. We thought it was top 2 per conference. It's a little bit different, top 6 per conference. So we end up sliding in at the 3 seed. But playing Vanguard more. It's not the greatest thing, but it's playoffs, so you got kind of
playoffs. We're all gonna lock it in.
Got to be hyped for playoffs.
We're all gonna lock in. I know we will. So Modern Warfare 2. What are your thoughts on it?
It's quite fun. I will say I've only really played with submachine guns. Haven't really gone to the ARs, but dying to the ARs, I think they're quite broken.
Yeah, I do say that.
Yep. Like it's
very good, especially at Scar.
Yeah.
And
the
M4, the new M4 build.
Yeah. If you jump out into a AR player holding down his lane, odds are you're gonna die. So, yeah.
But I know we've been, playing just interfair scrims, just playing for fun, some 8s, everybody hopping in, random teams, random generate. The hardpoints play really fun. It's honestly a fun game. It's a really fun pub game, which we haven't had in a while.
Yeah.
Vanguard for pubs is just pretty bad compared to the competitive of the game. But my biggest complaint is S&D just stomping around.
Yeah.
Just stomping around. You're so loud.
Yeah, there's no dead silence as a perk. You have to get it as a field upgrade, so expect in a lot of our matches, you're just going to see us sitting around and waiting for us to get our dead silence before we actually make a play or try to, hit a route or anything like that. So it's there's a lot of listening for footsteps in this game. So realistically, if you have a headset, you're probably going to be pretty good. Not
if you
gonna
got
lie.
the headset, crank up the volume just a little bit.
Just- yeah.
You'll be frying. You'll be holding down those
Yep.
irons, holding
Yep.
down those lanes, and
all
you'll
you
just be
need.
totally fine there.
all you
But I know a lot of people. This game definitely has a lot of hype,
Yes.
especially when they were teasing it. They teased a bunch
yeah.
of the old maps,
Yeah, I've
High
seen-
Rise,
Oh, yeah.
Terminal.
I mean-
like it's really the game had
Yeah.
a lot of hype going into it. A lot of very high standards. You're calling the game MW2,
Yeah, exactly.
and you're showing you're
Like-
putting Terminal in.
Like,
Like-
you got. I mean, they're called their shot. We have yet to see if they actually hit it that far. I read somewhere that they've actually already surpassed $1 billion earned in less time than ever, breaking
MW3.
breaking MW3's record of like 15 days. This one was 10 days. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are playing this game. It's one of the most played games on Xbox.
It's brought back a lot of
Yeah,
old fans too.
definitely, yep.
I have a couple buddies that have sworn against COD, but
Oh.
especially when I showed them what the new game was, they're like, oh, actually, I want to get back into
Yeah.
that. And I play with them,
There we go.
every
Yeah.
other night.
Yeah.
It's just bringing in a lot of new faces. But next we got the for the Vanguard season. Stop talking about that. For the MW season, going into that, come end of December, we'll be competing in the CCL, the College COD League, and we will still be in NACE. I know you can talk a little bit about this more.
Yeah,
But
so-
CCL has a
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, CCL sort of changed the way that they're running their league this year. Prior years, it was just whoever signed up, they'll break us up geographically and we'll play each other. And then after we play each other there, we get seeded into a second split, essentially, and that second split is actually based off how well you did in the first split, so you get to play more like equal teams. This year, it's completely changed. They're having essentially two open double elimination tournaments to start off the season. If you qualify, which you have to get to top 12 in those tournaments, if you qualify, you're into the regular season playing either Division 1 or Division 2, depending on which tournament you qualified in. And so essentially what that means is that you have to be a top 24 school to be able to play in the regular season. If not, you're going to have to play in 3 open bracket tournaments and earn playoff points in order to qualify for the end of season LAN later in the year.
Especially us, we're a good team, but we're also college students.
And young.
We're not in that top 24, so not yet. We just started off. So it's going to be very hard.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to be shifting our focus more towards the NACE season for the
Yes.
Modern Warfare 2. We're still going to be playing in those open bracket
Yep.
tournaments for CCL.
Yeah.
But we're going to shift our focus more towards NACE. It's just something that suits our playstyle better,
Yeah.
suits what our goals are.
Yeah.
Of course we're going to try our best in CCL.
course,
We're not
yeah.
just going to chalk it.
Of course, yeah. It's you get to play in a double elimination tournament against very good teams, so it's great opportunities all around.
CCL is just a very good league.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of great schools there. It's
So
yeah.
next you're on CDL. We're trying to talk about CDL.
Yeah, it's just looking forward to the professional side of things. There's new rosters almost on every team. There's still trying to figure out the meta and trying to figure out what maps are going to be played. There's a lot of legal side things that are out of the pro player's control on
We're
what
not
maps
gonna
can be
touch that. We're
played.
not even gonna touch that. We're not even gonna touch
That's a whole can of worms that we're just not going to open. But I think just we can throw out like early rankings. Who do you think let's look at top? Let's look at top
All right,
three.
all right.
Top 3 like regular season.
Let's get this going now. Let's get this going.
I'm like top 3 end of the regular season. Who's in your top 3?
All right.
And looking towards like playoffs because personally, I think that you have the champs from last year, the LA Thieves. They can be a very good team. You got Seattle Surge. They've been playing very well. They stayed together. You always have Optic up there, and you always have the Silver Surfers, as we started calling them, FaZe, making a kind of. They made a switch that I don't personally agree with. They dropped Arcitys, picked up Slasher, and I just don't know if that team gets that much better, really, in my opinion.
Nah, I think they stay the same.
Yeah.
I think he's just a little bit better than Arcitys, but I kind of feel bad for Arcitys. I've been looking at CD shout out CDL Scrim Intel. LAG ain't doing too hot scrims.
I would say.
But here's my dark horse. These are my boys. These are my boys. You can't see a tier list now. We'll put it on screen later. Vegas Legion. Those are my.
Yeah.
I've been cheering for Donnie Temp. Rain.
Yes, you get. They've
They've been popping off in scrims.
You get a solid rapper But you got a 30-year-old main AR in Clayster.
They've been popping off in scrims.
You got a 30-year-old main AR in Clayster.
Nah, dude. I've got confidence. You
right.
know, I'm biased. You know, I put my teams up there.
Of
You know,
course.
Seattle Optic, Vegas.
Of course, Optic. You know, we've
Everyone
heard,
loves Optic.
of
Scump,
course. Of
last
course,
ride.
Yes, his last dance. You have to touch on that. You know, he brought so many people into Call of Duty. Sucks to see him go, but we know he's going to at least stick around in the scene and
Of course.
still probably watch party, play COD and all that. So yeah,
You know, shout out Airstrike. I know he's upset.
he's
You know,
waving his
he's
flag.
Scump's definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest figure in Call of Duty.
Oh yes, definitely.
You know, definitely brought a lot of people. Not me personally, but definitely brought a lot of
Yes.
people into the
Yeah.
scene. I know Airstrike. Jonathan, of course. I know
Jonathan.
that's what brought him in.
Yep.
It's just, sad to see him go, but hoping they have a last ride. I think they have a pretty decent chance
Yeah.
of not winning every event and he'll
Yeah.
come back. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure they have a decent chance of at least winning 2 events.
Oh, yeah.
I think they'll win 2 events.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Especially now having a healthy Illy.
Yeah. As long as they stay completely healthy, like I mean, what people don't understand is that there was actually some like inter-team like issues. That's why they wanted to drop Illy and Dashi. But I think if Illy stays healthy the entire time, I think that they will be a great team to try to win a couple events.
Yeah. Just doing our little tier list here. We got London Royal Ravens.
Yeah, that's,
I know you have some strong thoughts about them.
Yeah, they were of course the last team to put their roster together, and they've sort of they've always typically tried to stay within that London, like using players from London and Europe and the EU and whatnot, and now they've sort of swayed away with that by picking up
Paul X.
Asim. Yeah, picking up Paul X and Asim. So I don't know if that works out for them really. They just
We just have to wait and see.
yeah.
I think some final thoughts on this are, I think Vegas definitely goes up, and I think the
Yes.
rest just kind of stays the same.
Kinda,
And Minnesota goes up. I think Minnesota goes up.
Minnesota definitely gets
You know,
better.
You got
Ultra,
Attach, the man himself.
yeah.
Afro, Bance, Cammy. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good squad.
Yeah.
And then, shout out Fame.
Of course.
Shout out Fame. Sub,
Of course.
Northwood alum.
Northwood
Some
alum.
swords only on Gav. Those are
Swords
some
only-
good
yeah.
memories. That's a story for another time.
Yep.
But I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody,
Yeah.
for tuning into the first episode of the Motto Show. I know our next episode will be I don't know if it's competitive or just pubs, but it will be a Call of Duty game tier list.
Yep.
So thank you for
Yes,
tuning
sir.
in, and have a good rest of your day.
That's the motto.